Wow, that's fucking awesome. What is up, Sideways fam? We're back again with another video, and we got the SC300 back on the lift for my buddy Alex right here. Unfortunately, last time on dyno, we were not able to get the R154 in the car, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick little conversion for you guys of how to do it in an SC300. So if you're going from automatic or from W58, obviously I'm not gonna get into how you will bolt in the pedals. It's pretty self-explanatory in an SC300. The holes are already there. All you do is just bolt your pedal set in, you're good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and show you what needs to be done to go ahead and convert this to a R series and everything we're going to be using for the process. The car was already done on the dyno a few videos back. You can check it out. It was close to 650 horsepower, I believe. And yeah, so anyways, we're gonna jump right into it. We're gonna go ahead and get the W58 out right now. We actually have this whole entire setup sold to one of our other friends, and it's IS300. He's going for just a standard little drift car build. So this is all gonna come out, go into our buddy Squire's car, who will probably make a video about later as well, on his IS300 coupe that he has. And we're gonna go ahead and get everything on the floor right here, get a nice little thumbnail going, and then get right into it. So let's go. While Alex is fisting his car, here's the parts that are here. I'll go through everything in a minute, but right now we're gonna do the rear main seal. We already went ahead and took out the housing and cleaned it all in the parts washer. So I'm gonna show you how to do that real quick. Here's the part number, OEM Toyota. So what you're gonna do with these is you're just gonna kind of push it down to get it started. And usually I can just do it with my hands, so maybe I won't even need to do that, but at the end of it, I'll kind of tap it around the ridge at the very, very edge over here with the hammer, just to get it, with rubber mallet, just to get it flat. You don't want it to sink in, you don't want any of that, you want it to be 100% flat with the unit. So give me a few seconds. Let's see if I can do it with my hands real fast. What did man? Okay, so now we're 100% flat, nice and even. And then what we're gonna do, what I like to do is I'll actually rotate the crankshaft as I'm putting it on. And put a little bit of oil on the ridge of this, and then obviously you got to pick out all the old silicone, re-silicone it, make sure both ends have been cleaned, and then bolt it back on. So let's do that real quick. All right, guys. So R154 is ready to go in. He's got his shifter extension. For all you guys that want to know for your SC300 or Mark IV stuff, on the Mark III shifter you'll get on most of the older R154s, which are going to be like the first generation of the Super R154. You're gonna have to cut and extend your shifter 4.75 inches. To make it fit directly in the center of pretty much rule of thumb for both cars. So I've already gone ahead and done the spring and hub assembly and all the stuff for the pressure plate. As you can see, it's already inside with the disc facing the correct way. The flywheel is already in the car and has already been blasted down. We still need to change the slave cylinder, but that beauty's already in there. Went ahead and put a brand new pilot bearing in there that's no longer seized up. So that's great. And you'll have to do it like this to get it in the car. If you do it the other way, where you would technically just leave the clutch bolted to the car and try to tie the transmission out, you'd have to come out like literally this far to clear the little hub. So the way you put R154s in, guys, if you haven't watched any of my other videos, with all the other assembly, with my other videos, check them out. I don't want to do it again. You can find the video for yourself. So this is how you do it. We're gonna go ahead and get in the car right now. All right, guys, so fans is in. Basically, what we just did right now is, if you haven't seen in the other videos, you go down the slave cylinder hole and get all these in, and you'll slide the clutch assembly down the transmission input shaft right here, down onto the flywheel, and then you just kind of line everything up and jiggle it around up there, get it all in, get sure your transmission bolts all in. You can use all your W58 hardware, it's all the same. And then pretty much all we gotta do, you guys, is we got to nail a freeze plug in here because there was an ABS sensor on this transmission that we don't have. And then we're going to go ahead and knock off the back of this so we can get a proper measurement for the drive shaft. And then we got to get a analog speed sensor with a Marlin Crowler digital adapter to be able to make sure that his speedometer will plug in and his reverse lights will plug right in too, I believe, from what I remember. Then everything else will go back together. We already put the adapter on the rear so we can take the measurement, and then that's pretty much it, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and finish nailing this thing in right now. And once we get it all together in the trans, then we'll go from there. And then real quick, guys, too, clutch fork stuff, obviously right here is where the slave is gonna go. So what you'll do is you'll slide this straight down and in on the shaft, and you'll see it actually slide onto your release bearing right there. I don't know if you guys can kind of see that. You'll push directly in, and that's it, guys. Now you're already in and done. Let me get a better light right there. There you go. So you can see how it's all in. And then we'll put the slave on, and that'll be the end of it. All right, guys, so real quick, we got the trans in Alex's car, obviously, and we're doing a bunch of other stuff that we'll go over in a few minutes. So I want to show you guys measurement-wise on this. So the OEM 5-speed hole, as you can see, is right there. When we went ahead and had Drift Motion do our extension, they just asked SC300 or Mark IV or whatever the deal is. Well, in the sense of a Mark IV Supra, yes, it would be 4.75 because the transmission would be running a tripod. But in the case of an SC300, it would also be the same for an automatic car, because the automatic hole is here for the automatic shifter, which is directly in the center of the assembly. We've already test fitted it again. But if you have a factory 5-speed W58, obviously you can see right here the difference. You have probably 3.75, I would say, would be where you should be, or close to 3 inches. So, I mean, you can just kind of see for yourself. It's not that much of a difference, but we are back quite a bit. I can take a measuring tape as well, just to kind of show you guys where it should have been. The Mark III Supra and the Soar JZZ30 are only slightly longer, because all the Soar stuff that you're gonna get is gonna have one of these shifters. It's called a gooseneck shifter, as you can see right here. Basically what this does is it moves it in the transmission from being here in your center point to now sitting in the middle of where you would be having this anyways. So that's kind of how it works with this. All SCs are kind of funky. So most people have a automatic, but just so you guys can kind of see for yourself, you know, so the SC300 housing is going to be here, which is slightly longer than a Mark III, but for all of you guys, for the most part, 4.75 seems to be the lucky number for all that stuff. But I was just kind of showing you guys, because not everybody gets to see that kind of information every once in a while, and I hope you guys appreciate it. So let's get the rest of the stuff done so we can get this thing running and get them doing some max boost pulls on the freeway. All right, guys, I wanted to just show you how everything all lines up. As you can see, the shifter is in the factory location. Oh, he has it in gear. So you got third, you got fourth. Still pretty good of where it's supposed to be. And yeah, so just showing you guys so you can see it all put together and see how it looks. So while we were going ahead and working on Alex's car right here, we had Ray's Mark IV Supra that got on the lift as well as we were doing the R154 swap in Alex's car. And pretty funny what just happened. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. This is what happens when you are going above like 450 horsepower on a W58 with lots of torque. So stay tuned. Well, ain't that just a sight for sore eyes? Transmission's not working. I wonder why. Oh shit! Holy crap! Oh, they only put that in there. Oh, that belongs right there. Yep. That right there is a snapped off input shaft. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh, that is dope. Sick. That is dope, brother. Yeah. All right, guys, so before it gets too ridiculously loud, what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna get on the freeway and we're gonna see, since his needle doesn't work, we're gonna see what speed we're going in 5th gear at 60 miles per hour, 75 miles per hour, and 80 miles per hour, just to see what the gearing will do with the 4.08 rear end in an R154. So let's check it out right now. When we get on the freeway, I'll turn the video back on since we're in Alex's car and I'm not the one driving right now. Okay, so as we can see, we're at 65 miles per hour at 2,500 RPM. So that's actually pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and get up to this with a 4.08 rear end, so factory 5-speed. So let's go ahead and get going up to about 75. having to re-gear the rear end with the R154, it's a great thing to have. But a little bit of info for you guys right there. All right, guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Alex's R154's in, car runs great. We actually went ahead and already tested the car in our video that's already up as well for the Cruise to Neptune's Net with all the homies. So you can kind of see the car rolling and see us kind of fucking around and everything too. We just finished getting some thaw right now. It's super late at night, about to go home. It was a long day. So until next time, guys, peace.